Pantry. So this morning I'm making breakfast and I'm bringing you along. I was watching a video earlier from somebody that I watch all the time that she inspired me to do this. So it made me get up and let's do it. It's Lynn's Recipes. She does short 3-4 minute videos. Pretty simple recipes, but absolutely delicious. I'm a firm believer in simple ingredients make the best meals. So sometimes we can get too far outside of what's really gonna happen in the normal kitchen. So that being said, I'm gonna make a baked egg, but I'm gonna do it with some hash browns and some crumbled bacon and some veggies and cheese. And so I'm gonna bring you guys along, and it's a little different than hers, but she certainly inspired me. So I'll post a link for her channel and you guys can go over there and check her out. I hope you subscribe to her channel as well and give her a thumbs up. Let her know I sent you. Anyway, I'll leave her link as well as my Facebook page. Go over and like my Facebook page, and also I'll leave my Wild Tree link and the link to where I get my music. It's royalty-free music and it's provided by Social Blade. Provides it, but I'll leave the link to audiomicro.com. All right, guys, let's go make breakfast. Come on. Okay, guys, I'm back, and this is what we're gonna do. So I've got 2 ramekins. I have a big 5-inch one, and I believe this is a 3-inch. I'm only gonna have 1 egg, so he can have 2. He's a bigger eater than I am. And so what I've got is I soak these hash browns. You can get these in most grocery stores. I love these. They're very convenient. They're delicious. And you can actually go to the restaurant supply and get them in a big, large 1-gallon container. But I've already added hot water, let them soak for 12 minutes like the instructions. I've sprayed cooking spray in these ramekins. So now I'm just gonna make like a crust, if you will, with the potatoes. So I'm just kind of pushing it up around the sides, trying to get myself a little, almost a pie crust type thing going. Make sure your bottom is covered. And you want to make sure that you do spray or grease the inside of this because it will stick. You don't want that. So let me grab a napkin here and get my mess off the counter. Okay. And I think I've got his pretty well done here. And these have a little bit of seasoning to them, so I don't season them. All right. And then here we go for this one. Ooh, they're still hot because I fill that with really hot water. I get it out of my kettle. And it takes a little more than you think, actually. So you're almost filling the bowl about 1/3 of the way full, and then you push everything up against the edge. And then you're going to put this in a 400-degree oven and get these browned off. Okay? And if you like, you can spray the hash browns as well, but we're just going to leave them alone. Okay, so that's what they look like. Hopefully you can see that. Make sure. Nice, even, just really simple. Okay, now we'll go put it in the, got an on the counter little oven. It's pretty good size, but I do a lot of baking in that and a lot of cooking in it. So we're going to put it in that oven. It's at 400 degrees, and we'll put it in there until it browns off. And while it's browning, I am going to chop up some vegetables. So let's get these in the oven. And I don't even have to turn you off. In the oven they go, and now I'm ready to chop. And I can save these potatoes for later, so I don't have to use them all right now. I can save those, and we're going to get our vegetables chopped up. Okay, I've got some bacon that I have cooked off last night, so we would have this for breakfast. And I just love bacon. And so you're just going to cut it up into little pieces. Okay. You gotta love a busy Sunday. And you don't need a whole lot of vegetable, but it's totally up to you. This is just leftover peppers and onions that I have that I want to use up, so I'm going to put it in our breakfast. You could add mushrooms, you could add no vegetables if you wanted. You could add green onions. You could add browned pancetta instead of bacon or ham or sausage. It really is endless. I want a little bit more bell pepper, I think. These are going to be so good. And because of the way you're cooking it, the vegetable actually will end up staying kind of on the crisp side. So that's a good thing. You don't want it soggy. Okay, and then I've got some onion here. The controversial onion that's been going around the internet. Whether or not to use them after you've cut them. And I've done that for years, and so I'm probably going to keep doing it. But I love all the information, and I do believe in the health benefits of these guys. Okay, there we go. That's chopped up. I wish I had a jalapeno actually, but I don't. It's time to go re-up on the jalapenos. And then I'm just going to push this over to this side of my board. Bring out my little board. And you don't need a lot of bacon. It's really just for flavor. Oops. So you're just going to break that up so you can crumble it. Okay. Just about like that. Ought to do it. A little bit for both, maybe a little bit more since one of those is bigger than the other. Might as well. Let's chop this up for, I think I'm going to make a little bit of potato soup so I can use that in my soup mixture. What I don't use in the breakfast, so I'll just get that all chopped up. And then we're ready to go. Now, you could buy ready cooked bacon, you could use turkey bacon, like I said, sausage, dehydrated sausage. Truly, it's up to you what you want to do. And because I don't have any jalapenos, I have chosen to use, instead of shredded cheddar cheese or a blend, I'm going to use pepper jack cheese. And it's going to be delicious. So about a slice and a half maybe for the big one, or a little over a slice, and then about a half a slice for the little one maybe. I might not even need that much, but let me look here. So we're just going to dice it up. Instead of shredded, we'll have diced. It all melts the same, right? Does that look good or what? I made a video where I deconstructed crab cakes and made breakfast. It was probably the most decadent breakfast I've ever made, and I'll attach that video to this because truly it is delicious. If you don't try it, something's wrong. Okay. Now we're set. That's how fast and easy it is. So let me check my ramekins and see how they're doing. They're sizzling away. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you for a minute and let those get a little bit more brown, because they really need to get partially there before I put this stuff in. Okay, so I'll be right back. So we've got the potatoes nice and they're on their way. They're hot. They're just starting to want to brown a little bit. But if I brown them too far, then I won't be able to make this happen right. So first down, I'm just gonna sprinkle on the bacon. And this pan is really hot. So sprinkle down your little bit of bacon, maybe, you know, a tablespoon or two, depending on how hearty you'd like this. And how meaty. You could leave the meat out, like I said. You totally do this vegetarian, which would be delicious, but we're splurging this morning. And then I've got a little bit of the onion. Right there. I love onions. We both love onions. Right? We eat a lot of onion. And your pepper. In both of those. Be really good with some red bell pepper as well. Okay, and then next is your cheese. I want my egg to really sit on top. So you're gonna put your cheese down. And you don't need much. You know, if you're watching your weight like I always am, and even more after my trip, because I think that's all we did was really eat. Then I kind of pushed to the side a little bit so you hollow out that center just a little bit, because you want somewhere for that egg to nestle into, okay? Wipe my hands off here, and we're gonna crack an egg. Goes right down over the middle. Ooh, look at that pretty fresh egg yolk. Yum. And for this one, you want to be really careful not to break your yolks. I'm taking a risk by not breaking it into something else first, but I'm trusting myself here. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, now that we have the eggs in, I, just for color and pop, a little bit of red pepper flakes down on the top of that egg. And gotta have a little bit of salt. There's really not much seasoning going on. And some cracked black pepper. And you can add more when you know, whoever's eating can always add more. I'm gonna put that back in the oven at 400 degrees, and we'll bring it back when the whites are perfect and the yolks are still runny. I'll be right back. Look at that. Aren't those beautiful? So these would be great for holiday brunch. You could serve it with some avocado. I've got a sliced pear here and a piece of whole grain toast. And I like Tabasco on my stuff. So my husband does too, but I'll let him doctor his own. And take that away and zoom you in for a close-up bite. And they're extremely hot, so I'm going to give that a second. But isn't that beautiful? Glass of orange juice, and you are good to go for most of the day. Probably won't eat again until dinner time, but let's get you zoomed in and see where we are. Zoom, zoom. Without being blurry. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And the potatoes are nice and crisp on the outside. Remember, these dishes are hot. They've got some residual cooking going on as well. Your egg just kind of sits on top there. The white is perfect. It's all nice. Some cheese, potato. And then I better pop into that yolk. Ooh, nice. Okay, going in. Wow. That is so delicious. I truly hope that you try this. I hope it inspires you to maybe step outside the box and try something new for breakfast. This makes breakfast a little bit more special, and we're going to enjoy it. So I hope I see you next time. I hope you get a thumbs up, and as always, guys, God bless.